I'm Piero. I want to weigh in again on this free will stuff. And I'm all with you, modern mystic, in terms of trying to find something new and not hashing over the same old arguments. Now, okay, I'm hesitant. I've been hesitant to add the following. Because I don't want people to think that the following theory is my theory of how free will works. I don't know how free will works. It does play a role because many times you've gone through the process of a biochemical mind and you say, where is the separate entity that would be pulling the strings? It's somehow in the brain. If it's in the brain, then it's a feature of the brain. So it's not controlling the brain, and will implies something's controlling the brain. Okay, so how could will happen? Okay, well, this doesn't entirely fit your version of how physics works, but in general, part of the problem is people think things should be deterministic. Well, okay, there is actually a way in physics I can see that determinism would return. That Einstein and Mendham would both be happy and God would not be rolling the dice with the universe. And that way is the multiple universe interpretation of quantum mechanics. Now that says that it answers a particular question, a philosophical question that comes from quantum mechanics. And in quantum mechanics, the question is, how does this whole array of probabilities collapse into just one possibility? Well, the multiple universe explanation says it doesn't. What happens is every possibility happens. When you flip a coin, it comes up heads and tails. And what happens instead, I guess, is that one set of the physical world is cut off from another set of the physical world. So the physical world that sees it as heads loses contact with the physical world that sees it as tails. Okay, that reclaims determinism because nothing's random. Instead of that, everything that's possible happens. Okay, not a lot of people have accepted that because multiple universes, is hard to take. But if that was the case, then what happens is, okay, the will is this thing that's coursing and choosing just one of the possibilities. So all the possibilities happen, but the will is coursing and choosing just one of the possibilities, namely the one that our will, our consciousness experiences. So what it would mean is that every time there's a random event, the will chooses which one to take. It can't invent possibilities, but if you pick a card at random, every card in that deck could come up and does come up, and in some sense you slot in one universe based on picking that card. It doesn't mean you can make that card be what you want. It means if you pick a card out of that deck, before you look at that card, it could be anything. As soon as you look at the card, through that act of will, you've slotted into a particular universe. And then nothing is random, and will is what chooses between the possibilities. Now, okay, I'm going to say again, I don't believe this explains will, but you have said, oh, well, I don't see a way for. Well, I'm saying there's a way. Everything happens, and the will just steers which of the physically random events is going to be chosen based on the actions of the will. So what do you think of that?